So I managed to get 80,000 points, and I think I essentially solved the first side of this using energy regen Argenti because I don't have to touch anything. I can just leave it on auto, and he gets 40,000 points, sometimes even more consistently than me, because sometimes I'll just try to play smart when in reality, if you just spam his ult halfway through every single time, it pretty much works out. So I guess you can let the auto teach you how to play with Argenti energy regen style. But also, Locha is like totally not necessary because if you just put in like something that's going to increase your speed, like an Osda or something, then I don't think you need any sustain really. Although I heard a bunch of people talking about the Fire MC, and that is something that I want to level up so I can try because going with the sustain is just super overkill. If it's like a shielder or something that can at least get some weakness breaks, especially with Ron May. So on the second side, I'm using Blade and Herta and Asta and Ron May, and Ron May makes it so you just almost never have to get hit by the elites because they're weakness broken forever, and then Herta makes everything just mobs just die instantly, and then Pela is like a very interesting like third option of a sub DPS because you can get your breaks, and with Ron May then you can get them to over half health, and then Herta just wipes them out, right? So I'm going to be talking about that one obviously when we get into the Blade side a little more, because this side just kind of goes by. I mean, so Argenti is on a 4-star light cone because I couldn't pick up his signature. Instead I got Welts. But it doesn't matter, right? So even with Genius Repose, or not Genius Repose, he's on what is it? He's on Himiko's light cone. That's right, the 5-star light cone, Himiko's. Yeah, so Himiko's light cone actually is damn good inside this mode. It's not amazing obviously, but it really is top of the line, because one of the things I actually do value is HP and the defense percent bonus. Now, not for this one because we've got Luocha, but once I take Luocha off, then Argenti does become kind of squishy, so having some higher base stats defense-wise does make it so we might just be able to go all in with just 4 attacking units and, you know, slash harmony and stuff. And one more thing, the nihilities are kind of difficult to use, but obviously because you don't really want to apply that many debuffs to characters. But some that can get like their ult consistently, like Pela. I mean, Pela is so broken in this mode because she gets so much energy when the enemies die, and then she debuffs the elites, so you can make sure that you get rid of the elites, but like as much as you as fast as possible that way. Mainly the final guy, because even with Blade and Herta, I was having a bunch of trouble because Blade's also on like an S2 secret vow, so he's just like Blade. But my Blade does no damage, so it's like 5k HP. But anyways, so anyway, the end of this run, Argenti is almost there, I gotta say. He did get his super ult up, and somehow the AI is smart enough to know not to pop it. Never mind. Okay, he pops it immediately. I guess it doesn't matter. It was 700k, but he died anyways. So for this side, we do have the Blade and Herta duo team comp. It's actually more like a triple comp because Ron May buffs everybody, and Pela can actually apply many breaks, which then lead to Herta follow-ups even more. Now, Blade does no damage, although Herta's follow-ups do pretty good because she has the follow-up Birth of the Self, the follow-up light cone. So her follow-ups do good damage, but her ults do a little less, and sometimes her skills can actually proc her talents because I can't get enough damage to actually kill or not kill, but get more than 50% off. Anyways, this side, the trick is you want to get as many instances of breaks as possible. You want to break with every single action you do. You want to break if you're using an ult. You want to break if you're using a follow-up. Well, kind of. Blade's follow-up works, but like Herta's follow-up, obviously you can't trigger with another follow-up. But every single action should lead to a follow-up, because then you end up getting rid of the trash, and the trash will kill the main guy. Like, you don't need to do very much single target damage except for wave 3, and even that you don't need to deal that much, like very little. So making sure that you just wipe out all the mobs will eventually kill it. Now that this also is if you're using the buff that makes it so they gain more stacks of their whatever the debuff thing is, because like for example on the first side with Argenti I was using the buff that increases the ult damage, right? But this one I'm using the buff where whenever somebody comes in they have an 80% chance to receive one of those stacks, so that way once I kill it really fast they all just start like multiplying the damage that they take, and then the adjacent hits the adjacent and the adjacents die, and then that way hopefully these little trotters and like these stronger health things will die as well without the need of too much single target, because that is the one thing that will stop you sometimes, because you want to just be able to wipe everything out and have one trigger another thing, you know what I mean? So really good that it's actually not that lucky. I kind of this is only one instance, so as long as Ronmei gets hit I think maybe two 3 times, then she does get that ult up for the second time at the beginning of this wave. Now she's interestingly enough, it's actually good for her to get action delayed, because that way her buff lasts a little bit longer for like maybe like 1 or 2 characters' turns. But here, the thing is that I wonder if I will use the ult here, because also another thing with Herta, you always want to make sure you get Herta's ults out of the way, because that way she gains more energy off her talents, which are just infinitely triggered, right? Now the one problem with using the ult here, which I think I will, because yeah, I'm really low health, so I will use it then, but you do want to have the ult up for when Sevarog does his little hand imprisonment thing, and when he gets that one ult from Blade, even the adjacent target damage will weakness break it, and then it'll just never grab any of your characters. So hopefully Blade does get hit. Oh, and another thing, right? So Herta is my weakest character right now because she has the lowest defense, and Pela might have a little lower health, but her defense is very high comparative to Herta. And I put Herta all the way on the right, and I put Blade all the way on the left to just, you know, soak up as many hits as long as taunt actually does its thing, you know, which it doesn't sometimes at all. But then I also put Ronmei, because Ronmei is on the HP/defense relic, so she does have the most bulk comparative to Herta and Pela. Anyways, hopefully Blade can get hit, although never mind, because Sevarog is going to get his weakness extension here, I believe, which means that the next turn we'll have to deal with the hand. You know, I hate the hand. Okay. Anyways, it is good to try to trigger the breaks. So for example, if we use this skill on this side guy, I guess we won't use the skill, but sometimes if you use the skill, I guess, oh, I was trying to save a skill point, I guess, for something else, but right here, we failed. So, but unfortunately, Blade wasn't able to get hit once by one of the trash mobs to be able to ult and stop it from imprisoning. So I guess I talked about all that for nothing. It only worked in like 65% of runs, I guess. So this one, it didn't work out. But hopefully, it doesn't really make a difference, because I guess we just get it and it'll kill it afterwards. So I guess we got lucky that it did get Pela. But realistically, it should have been that we got our ult to make that just never imprison Pela in the first place. But now we'll just ult and destroy it. And like, we didn't trigger a follow-up, though, that's too bad. But we will ult and ult. And this run, the characters did get closer to dying. Usually they weren't this close, but this one, yeah. Cool. Yeah, so as I said before, this ult damage increase is really nice for Argenti, just in case he doesn't crit, and this one is very nice for Herta, although I haven't tried the third one. So anyways, we're on Himiko's Light Cone, and this Quantum set, which is my only relic set. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that, but the energy regen is super good on Argenti, just because of the sheer amount of energy that he gains. Although, I should have made it 15, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, yeah, the messenger set is pretty good. Dance does get you some good, probably maybe like 1, maybe 2 more action cycles. Probably just 1 though. Maybe 2 actually. I take it back, maybe 2. And then the Watcher just on the quid pro quo. You know, maybe get our Argenti just a little bit more energy sometimes if we get lucky. But yeah, Blade, Secret Vow. I want to level him up so he deals more damage, but yeah, speed boots. God, his HP is abysmal, but it works, I suppose. Yep. She has 160 break, so she will get 180 with her talent or trace ability. And Pele is on effect hit rate for resolution, but I did build her with a couple crit subs, so she can deal some damage when she gets lucky. So her ult will crit sometimes on some people. Hopefully I can get her to E6. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. I appreciate it. I wonder which one I will try to 80,000 next.